Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming at you with another video. All right, so I'm trying to think about something that I just read in regards to Kendrick Perkins basically saying that he would trade Zion Williamson, and I'm trying to figure out if I would. I mean, I don't think there's anything in the league that doesn't have a price tag that you could see yourself taking in a exchange for somebody that's just ridiculous to no end. You know, a Rudy Gobert-like trade package is going to be an offer you cannot refuse. So I think everything has a price tag on it like that. Just about everything. With that being said, I don't know that I would take most trade packages that you can offer me for Zion Williamson. And the reason why I wouldn't is because I have the Joel Embiid data. That's what I'm looking at. Joel Embiid was a player who had a lot of the same type of injury issues early on in his career with the Philadelphia 76ers, and they basically didn't play him for like 3 or 4 years straight. And now look where he's at. You just got to you got to play it patient with players like that. And you got to also ask yourself, if they're not done, and it's early in their career, this is what, year 4 for Zion? He hasn't even played yet. At some point in time, you got to ask yourself, if he does get healthy, isn't this inevitably a mistake? Because you know he's going to tear up the league with his athleticism, his strength, and his overall skill set. He's a sure bet. There's no question about him being a sure bet in this league. Are the injury issues that he's having something that you cannot overcome? Because if he's going to be like Lonzo Ball, then of course you got to get rid of him. But if he's more like Joel Embiid, then of course you got to hold on to him. So really, it just depends on what the situation is. If his injury issues are going to be bad, worse than what they've been reported, then yeah, obviously you got to move on while he still has value. But I don't think that's the case, and I think it would be a severe mistake getting rid of a player who's a sure bet to dominate. He's a sure bet to dominate. That's like getting rid of Shaquille. You can see his size going to dominate. His arm length, the fact that he jumps out of the gym, the fact that he's already been an all-star. And he's had injury issues on top of being, throughout these processes, he's already made it an all-star team. That should tell you something. That should tell you something. The hype around Zion Williamson wasn't fake. I got another player to throw at you, Steph Curry and his ankles. First 5 years, how bad were Steph Curry ankles before they put together the Splash Brothers and ultimately got that team? That's what he was known for. He had injury issues. You think they didn't think about trading him? They were about to. They were trying to choose between trading him or Monte Ellis, and they ultimately landed with keeping Steph Curry and trading Monte Ellis. But they were ready to let go of Steph Curry. So these are things that's like, okay, if you're the New Orleans Pelicans, and you overthink this thing, you move Zion, you will definitely regret that. You will definitely regret that. Moving Anthony Davis wasn't a big deal because he had already played 9 years with your team. You already had enough data to know, okay, we're good. But with Zion, he hasn't even gotten started yet. And because you have those other examples, and he's likely a more durable specimen in the long run than Joel Embiid when you do get him under control in regards to his injuries. Yeah. Because people forget how fragile Joel was for the first 3-4 years. People have totally forgotten about that. They didn't even want to play him a full game when he was fully healthy. It was like year 3, he was already super good, and they were like, nah, we got him on minutes restriction. He ain't playing back-to-backs. He was healthy. So they brought him along slowly. It was most definitely the right call. And now the Pelicans should probably just follow that lead and just take their time with Zion Williamson. Especially since they have so many assets to back it up. It's not like you guys are dying for assets and must move on so that you can save your future or something like that. You guys are in opposite position. You got nothing but draft picks. You got the Laker pick on the way. It's just, you got so much that will allow you to be patient with Zion. You got way more security than most. So for me, it's like, nah, if anything, I'm the team that's definitely not letting go of Zion Williamson because I do have all of these picks that can ultimately make it so that I have enough on the floor to win every year without him. If I allocate it off correctly, yeah, they got enough to win. So they're just not necessarily doing it right, to be honest with you. They need to do more with their overall roster and commit to player development a bit more, I think. But they struck it rich with some of the players that they've drafted. And I think the future is bright in New Orleans. They just had the injury issues this year. So That's my thought. I don't think Zion's somebody you should be letting go of, and I think the team that inherits him is going to be very happy to have him. I think that is almost kind of obvious for most of us who kind of follow the sport and know what he brings to the table. That ain't debatable. I think the question is this going to be a serious situation where he can never ever get healthy? And if that's the case, then no, you must move on. Like, you must move on. And every team that's going to pick him up needs to, think about that as they bring him in. Simply put. So, yeah, I don't know. That's what it really comes down to. I really don't know Zion's health issues. For myself personally, I don't know. All I know is they're having a very tough time getting him on the floor. And that is something to take very seriously. So, that's pretty much my thought. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching.